Hello.
Hello?
Hello, I'm Gary Bellamy, and I'd just like to say welcome to Down the Line, the first all-singing, all-dancing, all-phoning show on the greatest radio station in the world, Radio 4. Coming to you live from Broadcasting House in London. Our telephone number is 0800 068 7060 or email downtheline@bbc.co.uk. Religion, the big one. Traditional Anglican Church of England type religion is dying out in England, but people still have the need for some kind of spiritual dimension to their lives. Alternative religions and weird cults are popping up everywhere. Mysticism, crystals, the Kabbalah, Odinism, paganism, witchcraft, I don't know, Woganism. You know, for all I know, there might be people out there who worship Terry Wogan. What do you believe in? What do you worship? Do you believe in life after death? Do you believe in ghosts? 0800 068 7060. That's the number, or email downtheline@bbc.co.uk. And what about this? I don't know if you saw in some of the papers, but scientists in Korea have apparently discovered a new colour. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dulux are inventing new colours every single day, like mint sunrise and misty buff. But no, this is apparently a new primary colour. It is as yet unnamed. It's just called K491, apparently. But I'm sure you lot can come up with a much better name than that. So why don't you ring in and give us your suggestions? Our telephone number is 0800 068 7060 or email downtheline@bbc.co.uk. Hello.
Hello, yes.
Hello, Louis.
Yes.
Hello.
I'd like to talk about religion a bit.
Okay, yes.
I'm not really a believer, but I don't want to offend any of the listeners. But if I could use an analogy to kind of make my point.
Okay, do so.
I mean, say you were having a fancy dress party,
right?
And you invited God.
Yes.
And he's, turned up or not, as the case may be, and you can't really tell who he's come as.
Right.
So he could be there as a Buddhist or a Shiite Muslim or a Christian or whatever, but you can't really tell.
Yeah.
So everyone at the party is arguing
right.
about who he's come as.
That's good, yeah.
And it seems to me that that's the state of the world.
Yeah.
And that everyone sort of starts arguing about, actually he's my mate.
They all want to be his friend.
Well, he's with me,
Well, the fact is he came to your party in the first place proves he's your friend.
Yes, but having said that, we don't actually know he's turned up.
Oh, thank you. Plenty to think about there. And we've got Emily Fraser on the phone now.
Hello.
Hello, you're through to Gary Bellamy on Down the Line.
I'm phoning up about the trouble with getting people into churches at the moment. I'm in a church, I'm an active Christian,
right.
And we do have terrible trouble getting people in.
Yeah.
And you can't say we haven't tried. We have tried everything.
What kind of things have you tried to get people into your church?
We have put on coffee, and we've provided orange squash, lemon squash if they prefer it. We've even tried juices, real juices, and still they don't come. I think it's such a shame that people have got this great hole in their lives and they're really missing out.
Do you know what puts me off going to church? It's exactly the things you just talked about. Squash, tea, coffee, Jesus.
Well, when's the last time you went into a church and
The last time I went to a church was a funeral.
Well, I think everybody could do with a little bit of church in their lives, It's one thing to go to a funeral and be upset for the friend you're missing, but if you go on a normal Sunday with nothing in particular in your head and you just see what God has to offer you...
What has God got to offer me?
Oh, he's your best friend.
Is he?
He is. He's the light in the dark.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind staying on the line, because I've got Brian from Edgware on the other line now, who's got another opinion, contrary to yours, and I think it'd be nice if you both had a little chat. Hello, Brian.
Yeah.
Hello there. What's your point about religion?
Well, I'll tell you what my point. It's all fairy tales, isn't it? No, what people don't go because we've seen through it. People don't believe it no more. People out there really believe that some old bloke invented the world not invented it, but made it in 7 days. That's it's a fairy tale, isn't it? And then you've got all the others, the Muslims, they've got their version of their fairy tale. It's all rubbish.
What do you think about that?
Well, I'm sorry to hear that he's so
Sorry, darling, I can't hear you.
Disillusioned.
I can't hear you.
I'm sorry to hear that he's so disillusioned. And
very distant.
I do understand that every religion has its myths and its stories,
Yeah.
its things which explain
That's what I'm saying. They're
the
all
world.
myths, they're all stories.
Yeah, hang on, Brian, hang on.
They go out and kill each other for their fairy stories. One group, Christians, they go and kill the Muslims, right? Over their fairy story. My fairy stories, my fairy tales, better than yours.
Could I just say
They made
something?
the earth.
Could I just say something?
Brian,
Carried on the
listen.
back of a turtle. Eh?
What?
Who, some of them say that.
I don't know, that's not true.
Some, they
No one
do.
said that,
The
no one said the
Hindus,
world...
they say that the earth's carried by a big turtle.
Could I say something?
Yes.
I'd like to ask the gentleman, does he believe in murder?
I can't hear you, love.
Do you believe in murder?
Do you believe in adultery?
Do you believe in adultery?
And lying?
And lying.
And cheating?
And
Well, they
cheating.
happen. Yeah, they happen, didn't they?
Yes, but these are Christian values. What I'm saying is, a lot of people, without even realising it,
Well,
are
they're not
following
fairy
the
tales,
word
are
of
they?
God
Murder, adultery, and
according to
lying, they happen
Christian
day-
One at a
by
time. One at a time. Go, you go.
Who's you?
The other one.
Yeah, who, me?
No, not you, her.
I can't hear her.
I'm just saying, he can't hear me. What's the point of this?
What is the point? That's a good question. What is the point of this?
The point is, we're discussing religion. You're saying they're fairy stories.
Yeah.
And the lady here is saying they're not
She
fairy
ain't said
stories.
nothing to me.
I'm saying, look how
Stop me
jolly
thinking
useful
that.
they
One
are.
at a time. Come on. It's
What?
no fun for anyone at home listening if you're all talking over each other.
No one's ever seen
What?
it. No.
Shut up. Well, that was all getting a little bit too heated there. This is Gary Bellamy on 0800 068 7060. Okay, we've got Beryl Green from Swansea. Hello, Beryl.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well.
And what are you ringing about?
Well, I had an idea for a new colour.
A new colour. That's right, yes.
And I think that's a marvellous idea because there's the spectrum of colour is quite, what can I say? I think it's become very dull.
Right.
You go into a paint shop now,
Yep.
I think they're not using their imagination.
No.
And there's a lot of colours out there, there's a lot of colours out there in the world that I don't see represented down at Dulux and things like that.
That's right. So let's do
I have had an idea for a new colour. It's in between grey
Yep.
and purple.
Yeah, and what's it called?
It's in between,
Grey and purple,
grey
yeah.
and purple. God, I can't.
Yeah, have you got a name for it?
But
You made up a name? Just make up a name?
I did make. No, I had one. Sorry, just a moment.
Right.
Flam.
What? Flam?
Flam. Was it flam? Hold on.
Sla-
Was it between grey and purple? And I was thinking it would. Well, you know, like the inside of the fleshy bit of the grape.
Perfect. Thanks very much for your call. That was wonderful.
Will it be flat? I can't.
Yes, it'll be flam. Thank you very much. Goodbye. But Gary Bellamy, 0800 068 7060. I've got Sheila from Wentworth. Hello, Sheila.
Hello. I was calling in about your previous caller. I thought it was very interesting where he was listening. He was talking to the Christian lady.
That's right.
And he was unable to hear her.
Yes, that's right. There was a
And I
problem
thought
on the
that was
line.
actually quite a vivid metaphor.
What for?
Well, Christ the Lord is talking to all of us all the time, but many of us, for one reason or another, whether we don't want to hear him or whether we can't hear him, we can't hear the words of the Lord. Even though he is speaking quite clearly, I could hear the woman loud and clear, and it was most interesting that the gentleman caller couldn't hear. And really, we have to listen.
So are you saying that Jesus is very quiet if we have to listen for him?
No, he's absolutely deafening. I
Is
can hear
he?
him roaring like a lion in my ears.
Okay, I've got Les Wiseman on the phone. Hello, Les.
How you doing? All right.
Fine, where are you from?
Leytonstone.
What are you ringing about?
I was ringing about the Arabs.
The Arabs?
Yeah, I think like one of the reasons they struggle to integrate with the white community and people in England and that is they don't have any sort of musical background or culture.
Oh, they've got that. They've
Like
got-
the West Indians, they've got reggae. The Indians have got Bhangra. The Chinese have got that xylophone stuff, and they ain't got no.
That's not necessarily true, Les. My girlfriend Michaela, she
Right.
goes out quite a lot. She enjoys going to clubs, and Arabic music is all the groove. It's the big groove going on. To say that Arabs don't have music is frankly ridiculous.
Is it?
Well, of course, they've all got music. Just because it's not number one in
you
the
ever heard
charts.
it?
What?
Have you ever heard it?
No, I've never heard it, but Michaela, my girlfriend Michaela has. And
How's it go then?
But, Arabs have given a great deal to the Western world and to culture in general. You can't just dismiss them.
No, you misunderstand me. You misunderstand me. I have every respect for the Arab culture, for the race. I love the clothes, the curved sword. I was against our huge, thick swords. But they object to our society being decadent. And you know what? I think they're absolutely spot on. I think they are so right. We are living in a foul society, pornography, all-day drinking. We are going downhill fast. If the Spice Girls, or Girls Aloud, or any of these other bloody girl bands, if they'd been forced to wear burqas in their videos, everyone would have judged them on their singing and not the way they look, and we wouldn't have had the bloody Spice Girls. I will say one thing about the Arabs as well. They also invented hummus.
Okay, Joshua, you're down the line. Hello.
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 I'm telephoning because I believe that you are asking the question why there is a decline in the attendance of the Anglican Church.
That's correct.
I believe that it is because of the spread of homosex. I know this is a controversial opinion.
Yes, it is.
But I believe that there are so many homosex going on in the church, in particular in relation to the priests at the moment. In fact, they're encouraging priests to be gay. In fact, they are saying to them that unless you are gay, you cannot even be a priest these days. But women are even being allowed to be priests now, so that a man cannot.
Women have been priests for a long time.
I'm not being disrespectful to ladies, but that is
yes, you are. And to homosexuals.
So how can a man possibly be expected to?
Who else do you want to upset?
I'm sorry?
Who else do you want to upset?
I'm not upsetting anybody. I'm just speaking the word of the Lord.
You're just saying
Listen to me.
that no one's going to church anymore because it's full of homosexuals and gay priests and women.
I believe that there's too much homosex spreading out the land.
Okay.
Now, for example, William Shakespeare, he wrote a play called Romeo and Juliet, right?
That's right.
He did not write a play called Jack and Johnny. He did not write a play called Anthony and Andrew. He did not write a play called Richard and Jonathan, did he?
Just because William Shakespeare didn't write books about homosexuals doesn't mean...
Listen to me, my friend. Do you think that the Lord will rejoice in buggery? Do you think that the Lord will rejoice in
I don't know what he likes.
The Lord is stipulated in the great book. Congress between one man and to another is a sin.
But things have changed since then. You're talking about a book that was written 2,000 years ago.
You see, I do not want to be rude to you, but you sound like you have been taken over by this cancer yourself, right?
What?
The fact of the matter is Judgment Day will come.
And you this is madness.
Listen to me, please. You are encouraging ravishment and lewd, salacious groping and violation. You are encouraging this. You are celebrating it. You are rejoicing
Celebrating
in it.
What? Accepting people? As a Christian, surely you should be accepting everyone and every person into the church. Doesn't God want to accept everyone? Does he say, I'm not going to let Elton John into my church?
Of course the Lord did not say that. The Lord is not aware of individual in the rock business. He's not looking into all of that. It seems to me you are quoting the book, but you have not looked into the chapter of the book, my friend, which said that fire and brimstone will be brought down, and the wrath of the Lord will be brought down to bear upon the sinners and the battyman who transgress against his word. They will be cast into eternal damnation and pain, because on Judgment Day, believe me, the Lord will hawk them when they come to account. He will hawk them of their congress one man unto another, and the Lord will say, you seek to enter here, but you know the sodomy you have committed against me? Oh yes, go to you to the other place, where you will burn in eternal damnation for the sins of buggery and bottom business.
Thank you very much. You're frightening me now. That's the thing about Christianity. People are very passionate about it. So keep those calls coming in, and it'll be great to hear from some other religions too. Okay, let's go back to the phones now, and we've got Roger Spring. Hello, Roger.
Hello, guy. Hello. I was just ringing to say I am a huge Terry Wogan fan.
Oh, right. So you believe in Woganism?
I do. I would say I am a Woganist.
Thanks very much for your call.
Thank you.
Okay, my next call is Audrey Shaw from Dowlett. What are you calling about today, Audrey?
I'm calling about the new colour.
Yes, that's right, yes.
We know that if you're painting with a child and you've got all the paints in an enamel plate and they mix them up, it's always brown.
That's right, but...
So I think that there isn't a new colour, but that the new colour, the ultimate colour, is brown.
Right, but we are actually naming... Have you got a name for this new colour at all?
No, if I were to name a new colour,
and it was pale. I would call it glor, G-O-L-O-R, or G-L-O-R-E, if you prefer.
I prefer it with the E.
And if it was a dark colour, I was thinking I would call it Frent.
Frent? Where did you get these fantastic names from?
I was amalgamating different elements of the other colour words.
You sound slightly balmy, Audrey.
I do. I love colour, and I think in colour.
You think in colour?
Yes, I do. I think a lot of people do think in colour.
Thinking in colour, how does that work exactly?
Well, you have an impression of a thing, and it's a colour rather than necessarily a shape or...
It's interesting. Like what, for example? What would be, say, a door? What colour would that be?
Green. To me, a door would be green.
And a car or a sofa?
Well, that's harder, but if you were to say something more abstract, like, what colour would you think of a fight? I would think of a fight or an argument as red.
So, like, if someone was slightly angry or there's a scuffle, what colour would that be?
Oh, it does depend, you see. It's very hard to say.
Sort of pinkish?
It's not always as predictable as that.
Well, listen, thanks so much for your call, Eve. It's been really interesting talking to you.
Yes, I've enjoyed it.
And have you got a name for the colour before we finish?
Brown.
Brilliant. Thanks very much for your call. We'll go straight to Gavin Wilkie in Basingstoke. Hi.
Yes, hi. I had a religious experience recently. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was a vision of Jesus standing by the chair on the corner of the room.
Yes.
I said, "Hello, Jesus, what brings you here?" But he didn't reply. He just smiled enigmatically in that slightly irritating way the visions are wont to do.
Yes.
Well, I went back to sleep, and in the morning my wife was dead beside me.
Oh, my God.
So that's why he was there. You know, it would have been quite nice if he'd said, "Shirley's about to have a major heart attack. Ring 999," rather than giving me a supercilious grin. But there you go. That's Jesus for you, isn't it?
When you saw Jesus...
You know, you can't be too hard on him, or he'll take it out on you in the afterlife.
So, do you believe in Jesus?
Well, I do now. I've seen him in action, yes.
Hello, next caller. You're through to Down the Line with Gary Bellamy. Hello?
Hello. What is point?
What's your point?
Point is, what is point?
Okay, but what's your point?
Point is, what is point?
What is
point?
What is the point in what?
What is point?
That's a very good point.
What is point?
Thanks for your call.
Thank you.
It's a good point there. Okay, I've got Maria Hood from Kidlington. Hello, Maria, or Down the Line.
Hello, I'm Maria from Kidlington.
I know that. What's your point?
You've been talking about, the congregations falling for Christians and that Christianity is in crisis and that sort of thing. I don't think you'd say what you've been saying about Muslims, would you?
Well, no, because Islam is a flourishing religion, and Christianity is not.
Well, that's your opinion, but I still don't think you'd say what you're saying about Muslims. I mean, you wouldn't be allowed to, would you? But you're allowed to say it about Christians.
Yeah, but that's my point. Islam is a flourishing religion. Christianity, that people aren't going to church so much anymore.
What I'm trying to say is that I don't think you would say this about Muslims, would you? I mean, you just wouldn't be allowed to in today's climate.
Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't we say things like that?
I think we can take a joke, but they obviously...
Look, Maria, you're just going round and round in circles.
I'm sorry, but I don't think you'd say that if I was a Muslim.
Yes, I would. If someone was going around in circles, I would tell them whether you're Muslim or not.
But I don't think you would, you see. I think you feel able to say that to me because I'm a Christian, but you definitely would not say that if I was called...
I think you can go... We've got your point, thank you very much.
I don't think you'd cut me off, excuse me, but can I say I don't think you'd cut me off if I was a Muslim?
Yes, well, you're not a Muslim, so thank you, goodbye. And now, our next call is Humphrey Milner from Cirencester. Hello, Humphrey.
I was just ringing about the invention of the colour that we're talking about.
Yes.
It is not a new thing. New colours are constantly being discovered. Perhaps the most famous example is the invention of mauve, or mauve, as it was originally pronounced by the Victorians. It was invented in the 19th century by an inventor known as William Perkin, and it started a huge craze for this colour, and in fact, in many ways, it kick-started chemistry from being a gentleman amateur pastime into becoming the major world industry it is today. It's a fascinating story, the invention of mauve, as it was known, because suddenly everybody wanted in Victorian times everything to be mauve, parasols, fabrics, to even it came into the world of art. And, there was even a craze. The high-class ladies were dyeing their pets. But to return to your present, I mean, you think of the word mauve or mauve, as I say, and we sort of accept it. We accept the names of colours. And so, it's coming up. You've got to come up with a name that sounds absolutely spot on, and then people will accept it. And I've been talking to my wife about this new colour of yours, invented by the Chinese, I believe you said it was. And my wife has suggested the word minge.
Minge?
Yes, I think that would be a lovely name for a colour, don't you? You said it had a sort of mauve qualities to it, and I think the word minge. sort of evokes that for me.
It certainly evokes something for me as well.
Tinge of minge, I can see it.
Yes, well, I think moving swiftly on, we've got some emails here. We've had literally hundreds of emails on today's topics. Joni Rutherford says that she thinks the new colour should be called Maxto, M-A-X-T-O. Paul Jones suggests Verdis. And I've got one from Ahmed Hussein, which says, God is great. Keep the emails coming in. Gary Bellamy, down the line at bbc.co.uk. Fantastic, right. Okay, George from Wood Green, you're down the line. Hello.
Good day to you, Mr. Bellamy.
Hello.
Hello, I'm ringing about this new colour, right?
Yes.
I've got a name for a new colour for you.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
You know what I want to call it?
What do you want to call it?
Greek-wise. Do you understand me? Because, not turquoise, Greek-wise, right? Because we have heard too much about this Turk this and Turk that. Turquoise, not turquoise, Greek-wise. You understand me? I'm joking.
Understand.
I'm joking with you, Mr. Bellamy.
It's very funny, and that's a brilliant call and a brilliant colour. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi. Hello, you threw down the line. Hello.
Hello there.
Hello.
I've been hearing on your show about this new colour. I was going to say, what colour is it?
Well, we don't know. It's a new colour. It's a new primary colour. And whatever name you want to call it, it's up to you.
And if you had to mix up other colours to create this colour, what colours would they be?
Well, the thing is, that's the whole point. It's a primary colour. It's a new primary colour, so you can't mix any colours to create it.
Well, how do they create it?
I'm not too sure about that.
Let me ask you another question, Mr. Bellamy.
Yeah?
Where would this colour sit within the rainbow?
I don't know where it is in the rainbow. I'm sorry, it's a new colour, so...
Do you think it would ever be as popular as green?
I don't think... Who's asking the questions here?
Okay, and what emotion does it represent?
Okay, all right. Who's next? I've got Mohammed from Birmingham. Hello.
Hello.
Now, I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but are you perhaps a Muslim, Mohammed?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm ringing in about this new primary colour.
Well, can I say, we're also talking today about religion, and it's great to have a Muslim on the phone.
Yeah.
And I wondered if we could perhaps talk about what's it like being a Muslim in this day and age.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to talk about that. I've rung up about the primary colour.
But it's interesting, isn't it? Do you find there's a lot of intolerance against you, and do you find people looking at you in a different way than they used to, say, pre-9/11?
But what are they going to call this colour? That's what I want to know, because, like, when I was young, they told me that you had blue, red and green.
That's right. But
or blue, red and yellow, depending on whether you're doing art or whether you're doing physics.
I think it's important. I don't think a lot of people understand at home, necessarily, what exactly Islam means. I mean,
I don't know, really, because, everyone's different, but, it's like, how can you name a colour? That's what I want to know.
Never mind about colours. I'd like to know about your religion. Do people mock you, or do people turn their heads? Are they frightened of you?
Well, no, look, I've already explained that,
When you walk down the street in Birmingham, do people get scared? Do they hide in the shops?
Yeah,
I want to know more about Islam.
Yeah, no, but I don't want to talk about that, really, because, I find that, you think that because I'm from Birmingham, people seem to think that, yes, I should be a Birmingham City fan and all that, but I do follow them and everything, but because,
you're talking about football now, yeah?
Yeah, my uncle told me that when I was younger, you got to be like an Arsenal fan because they got loads of foreign players. So
you're talking about football,
because people don't think you're English,
right?
If you're brown. But if you support Arsenal, they've got so many foreign players.
Yeah.
But they're also an English team, so you can't lose, can you?
So have you done the Tebbit test?
What's that? Oh, the Tebbit test, like if you support Pakistan or England.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So who do you support?
Well, I support Birmingham City when I'm in Birmingham, but Arsenal, when I talk to anyone else.
Right. Thanks very much. Thanks for your call.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, I've got another caller here. Barbara Lockton. Where are you from, Barbara?
Oh, hi, I'm from Rishton in Lancashire.
Oh, hello.
I've got a new colour for you.
Okay.
It's called Whack. It's white and black mixed in.
That's grey.
Oh. Well, what about bread? B-R-E-D. That's blue and red.
Blue and red. That's purple. That's a colour already. You've just given it a different name.
Red and blue. Brew.
You're not really going anywhere with that one, are you, Barbara? Let's see if we can get some more sense out of our next caller, Jarl Koenig.
Hello.
You're live on Down the Line. Hello.
My point is, organized religion has had a lot of bad press.
Yes.
And perhaps it is better that we look at the whole subject from a different perspective. I think it is helpful if we regard ourselves as small or tiny.
Right.
And that a larger us is looking through the smaller human us. But that in a wider sense, we are part of a much larger whole that in the final analysis is energy.
Right.
Then we can see our place in the universe without judgment, without labeling, without hierarchies.
Yeah, that's all very interesting, but how does that help us in our day-to-day life?
Well, because what we all require is stillness.
Okay, so I'm a single parent. I'm trying to pay my bills. My son's on drugs. He's a heroin addict. Yeah, I've got my whole life falling apart around me. How is what you're saying going to help me?
The reason why people's lives are often in such terrible turmoil and don't for 1 second believe that I don't have every sympathy with him is precisely because we never take the time to allow the stillness.
Yeah, but sometimes...
Always the stillness.
Right, okay. But this stillness doesn't come in a bottle. I mean, we can't buy it.
Of course not. I'm not marketing a product. I'm opening a door.
And I'm closing one. Thank you very much for your call. Hello, you're through to Down the Line. Hello.
Hello. I just want to say, people seem very quick to judge the Muslims, but I think we should wait a while, because you never know, they may come good. My son, for example, he used to be a right little terror, but now he's a successful painter.
Well, thank you very much. Great call.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, Gary.
Yes, hello.
Hello. Nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you. What's your point?
I've got an interesting idea for a new colour.
Have you?
Which I've got... Shut it! Shut it! Shut it!
Sorry?
I'm sorry, my dog's barking. Shut it! Will you shut it?
Okay, so this new colour, yeah? Have you got a...
I think... Will you shut it?
Never mind the dog. Have you got a name for this new colour?
Yeah, we shut it! Anyway, now, yes, the colour I've got, it's a mixture of, Shut it! Will you shut it?
Thank you for your call.
Shut it!
Alright, thank you.
Shut it!
Well, that's it for now. We've run out of time. I'm Gary Bellamy. This has been Down the Line. Good night.